I am Rafa Benitez. You are watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to a special edition of the Redmen TV. Those of you who watch the first show will know we are here because there is a brand new Bookazine out, Liverpool, the European Quest. We've been discussing the greatest Liverpool managers of all time, and the merits, the pros and cons of the likes, of course, of Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Rafa Benitez et al. Do go and check that out. But now we're bringing it right up to the modern day. Jurgen Klopp is the Liverpool manager. And we want to know what he's got to do to get Liverpool back to the pinnacle, not just of English football, but of European football as well. We've got the Book's editor, Simon Caney, here with us, and of course, Chris Pajak. I mean, Simon, there's a bit of a, you know, you've done a lot of work on Liverpool, looking through the world, the World Soccer archives on this. Just in a general sense, do you think there's a common thread running through the successful managers Liverpool's past that Jurgen Klopp maybe can be a part of? Is there a blueprint for success, or does he have to forge his own way?
I don't know that there's a blueprint for success anymore. I think the boot room days may be over, but what I think there is a great shining example, which is Bill Shankly, which is a huge personality, which it seems that Klopp is. Someone with a real aura about him, who doesn't appear to care too much what other people think. He's going to come in and do it his way, one hopes, which is exactly what Shankly did, and you know, pretty quickly saw some success. That was a different era, and you know, yes, there was a bit more patience given to a manager, and you'd hope as Liverpool fans that Klopp gets the same sort of level of patience shown to him. Mm-hmm. But I do think that he's the kind of manager that a club like Liverpool needs.
Yeah, I think that's right. We discussed on the other show, Chris, about this. You know, the cult of the manager, the cult of personality, and that, you know, Rafa had it to some extent, although he was a polarising character. You know, I think, but Liverpool really haven't had. You know, looking at the personality that Jurgen Klopp has got and the larger than life sort of persona, you have to go back to the likes of Bill Shankly really to find someone who you just hang off his every word.
Yeah, you do, and he has confidence. You know, you can see that he exudes it. He understands, and I think the players understand that if you follow what Jurgen Klopp says, we will be successful. And I think that he truly believes in that. And I think he's got people around him that believe in that. You know, he's brought a couple of coaches with him from his days at Dortmund and FC Mainz, and it's going to be tough for Liverpool to get back to the pinnacle of European football. It starts with our Europa League campaign and our league campaign right now. You know, he's got to take that seriously. He's got to try and win every game. But the more that these players play for Jurgen Klopp and the more success that they have, it will hopefully snowball from there, because that's ultimately what happened back in the day with the likes of Bill Shankly, is that little bit of success led to more success. Yeah. And it's small steps to begin with, but you achieve great things.
Yeah, I think what's telling, and you know, ultimately, it's not a book about Liverpool's 18 league titles. You know, predominantly, you know, the fact is what Liverpool are associated with, the same way that AC Milan are associated with, the same way that Real Madrid are associated with. We are inexorably associated with the European Cup. Yeah. And as much as we all want a league title and we all want to get back to there as Liverpool fans, what Liverpool and Europe go, I think, and European success go hand in hand, and I think that's the key for me anyway. Something that, you know, if you want to etch yourself into the history of Liverpool, just look at the managers we were talking about. You know, the likes of Souness and Evans, and I know they didn't have the trophies to back it up. We don't discuss those as much because it's the guys who have European success that they get the faces on banners on the Kop and are remembered forever.
And Klopp knows what it takes to be successful in Europe.
Yeah.
I think tactically he seems very astute. You know, his style of football might not be to everyone's liking, actually, but you look at what Mourinho has done at Chelsea, for instance, and you know, Chelsea fans will follow Mourinho to the end of the earth without actually realising that his football isn't very pretty a lot of the time. You can't tell Chelsea fans that, because they win.
Oh, exactly.
And you know, so you can't blame Chelsea fans for worshipping Mourinho when he brings them titles and trophies. And I think you might find that with Klopp. I think, you know, he plays quite a pressing style, quite a physical style, and yeah, but I imagine that Liverpool fans will forgive him anything as long as he starts winning titles.
I think what I personally like about Jurgen Klopp and his style of football is it feels very Scouse to me. You know what Liverpool fans love is people running the heart out for the badge on the shirt.
Yeah.
You know, giving 110% and becoming better as a team than the individuals, and that for me is what a Jurgen Klopp side epitomises. So. You know, each player is there for his mate, is covering for his mate, is looking to support his mate, and they're all running for this one. It might be 3 points at the end of the game, it could be a trophy, but they're all looking in the same direction and pulling in that direction. So for me, I used to love Dirk Kuyt. Not technically the best player that's ever played for Liverpool, but someone every single week will give his all for the team. And Jurgen Klopp, I believe, will bring that to Liverpool Football Club, which is what the fans want to see.
Yeah, Suarez is the great example. Would have been the perfect player for Klopp.
Yeah, no, completely agree with that. And actually, I think it boils down to Liverpool, are in Europe this season. They are in the Europa League. That competition gets maligned big time, particularly in this country. But this is the thing: is world football takes note of what you do in European football, because I think let's look at Manchester City as a textbook example. As they're pretty much the richest football club on the planet. They've got some of the best players in world football there right now. They've won a couple of league titles. They can't sell out the stadium. They can't sell out Eastlands because they don't have the fan base. And I think there'll be loads of people watching this right now who will have become Liverpool fans off the back of seeing us in the Champions League finals. And I know I've met guys who we lost to AC Milan in 2007 in the European Cup final, and I know people who became Liverpool fans on that night from having seen that game on television. And I think it's baffling to some extent. Could have supported Milan, you know what I mean? But that's what I think. Where if Jurgen Klopp wants to take us back to that stage, he needs to get us performing on that stage. And Europa League is off Broadway. You know what I mean? It's Edinburgh Fringe. You know what I mean? But ultimately, if you want to get to the main stage, you've got to go and make a success of yourself on the smaller ones. But it's
you've got to start. He can only start where he can start right now.
That's exactly it.
So he's got to go and do it.
And that's where you build your reputation. You give the fans stories to tell. Everyone. You look at the amount of plays and books and films now, and everything that centres around Liverpool's journeys to different parts of Europe. And going all the way to the Athletic Stadium and being on dry boats and dry trains going to France and and travelling across by land, sea, and air to get to all these far-flung fixtures. And that is the core of what's made Liverpool Football Club,
That and Adidas trainees.
That and Adidas trainees and trackies, it's as simple as that. And Jurgen Klopp's already wore a tracksuit on his first game in charge. He's on the right step.
But I think what he could do in the Europa League, he can already demonstrate tactically that he can compete in Europe. Yep. You talk about Man City, and the one thing they can't do is win a raffle in Europe. Yeah. And they've got some of the best players in the world there. And for whatever reason in Europe, that doesn't work for them. Yeah. And if Klopp can start showing that tactically, I can, put whatever opposition you like, it doesn't matter who they are, I've got the tactics to beat them, then I think that will demonstrate to the fans and to the wider world that, yes, this is a guy who is...
Well, you look at him and you know that he can produce a game plan to get points. Yeah. Maybe it's 8 points, maybe it's 3 points. Whereas we've lacked that since Benitez. I feel like, whenever we were in Europe under Benitez, there would be a game plan for how we approach these teams. And
go out there, be horrible. Yeah. Scumbag your way to a 1-0 away win.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Beats drawing 0-0.
I'd rather take that.
Exactly. And I think just, I guess, on a final point, this was something this. Think about the greatest Anfield nights of history, and I can think of two that people always refer back to, and it depends on which era you're from. Saint-Etienne and Chelsea in 2005 in the semi-final, Olympiacos again, and what is the common thread between them? European nights. Yes, Liverpool need to get back, and I think ultimately he will deify himself in the eyes of Liverpool fans if he finally delivers us a league title, because I think that's what we're all hankering for. But in the meantime, I think if you want to be
you can get a couple of European Cups
on the way,
that's fine, Jurgen, no problem whatsoever.
No, but it's right, isn't it? I think we've slipped down from that a bit too far, and AC Milan and Bayern Munich and Barcelona all of a sudden are around the same number of European Cups. No. Don't want that. Won't be having that. I can't stand Real Madrid going on about La Decima when and you look at it and we've got more big ears than they have. You know what I mean? It's so it's that's for me is the key to Jurgen Klopp's success to get Liverpool back to the top. Let us know your thoughts on it though. What for you is the most important part of his job as Liverpool manager now? Is it getting the league title? Is it making a success of the Europa League? Is it getting back into the Champions League and beyond? Let us know all your thoughts on that in the comments below. Do check out the Bookazine, of course. Jurgen Klopp's talked about not being burdened by the past, but the beauty about Liverpool is that it's not a burden to read back through.
It's really not.
I find it some people can treat it as you can treat it as pressure in a negative sense, but in a positive sense, there's nothing more thrilling about being a Liverpool fan than being able to look back and say, my God, this is my football club. This is the DNA. This is the history. This is where we came from. And those great nights live on forever, and in particular through the archives of the magazine. I mean, it must have been a thrill to trawl back and read.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. You're going back through magazines about football that date back to 1960. It's very hard to actually keep focused on what you're trying to do because you just find yourself sidetracked by everything that's in there. And you're just only reading each one cover to cover because it's just, so many great old stories. But putting this together was great fun. And it tells a brilliant story.
Fantastic. So do go and check it out. It's available now. We'll put a link to buy it digitally. Also order a copy in the video information underneath as well. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. As I say, your thoughts on Jurgen Klopp and anything past or present Liverpool, do check that out. And check out the first show as well, where we discuss the greatest Liverpool managers of all time. Yeah, I know, it was a good one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Ta-ra. So, first and foremost, I mean, look, it's a massive conversation. We'll see how well we do it justice. Liverpool have had some great managers over the years. Simon, you've had to trawl through the archives, which makes it sound like it's a difficult thing. I imagine it's an amazing
beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to do.
Where do you stand on it? There's